the more chances you have to win.
Poker, great food and drinks, and a chance to drive home in that side-by-side?
That's what all the buzz is about.
Play your favorite poker and table games at Best Bet St. Augustine for your chance to win an incredible side-by-side. Earn entries now through August 7th. Grand prize giveaway happens August 8th.
Now this just got serious.
Get in the action. Feel the excitement at Best Bet St. Augustine. Details at bestbetjacks.com. That's bestbetjacks.com.
So I've apparently become the last person in Jacksonville to realize my clothes don't fit. Hey, it's Greg. All week people have been telling me, those pants are too baggy. That shirt is hanging off you. Even my face looks thinner. I'm starting to look like my sons, which is good news because they're pretty good-looking boys. But then it hit me. These aren't my clothes anymore. They belong to the guy I was 40 pounds ago. Yep, I just crossed that mark before my 57th birthday with Awaken 180. And somewhere along the way, this stopped feeling like a program, and it just became how I eat. I'm not fighting cravings all day, guessing on the road, or promising I'll clean it up next month. So now I need a new wardrobe and apparently a new goal. I'm going for another 10. My first grandson arrives later this year, and I want more healthy years with him. Listen, don't wait for the perfect time. I did. Turns out the perfect time was immediately. Start now at awaken180weightloss.com.
I'm Jared Justice with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Trustline Mortgage. Orlando Magic former 5th overall pick Mario Hezonja has announced his plan to return to the NBA. He has played the last 4 seasons for Real Madrid. Florida Gators basketball is expected to return its leading scorer, Thomas Hugh, who averaged 17 points per game last season, along with Alex Condon. Did you miss Florida Gator head coach John Summerall on 1010XL? Be sure to check out the 1010XL socials for all SEC Media Day information. It's 93 degrees at 6 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
When push comes to shove, punch. And then punch again. Jab, 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 haymaker. That's what Kirby Smart's doing. That's what Greg Sankey's doing. That's what the mighty SEC is doing. Okay? They're tired of it all. They've had it. Congress involved, the Senate trying to pass through, we believe, the Protect College Sports Act. And it started off by Greg Sankey on Monday, saying, hey, this thing is out of control. We're relying on the NCAA. They have not gotten the job done. We'll pull away. Echoed again yesterday by Kirby Smart. And, it's just a question, I think, of when is it going to happen? Well, I think there are so many components to this that really make it intriguing. I find it hard to believe that the SEC is going to be able to break away, be independent, and have a conference only for themselves. And again, Greg Sankey did say on Monday, not only college football, but the SEC as a whole, even non-revenue generating sports only play one another in the SEC. I think that is a foolish pipe dream. I hate to do this so early in the program, but I got to credit Dr. Herbie here, okay? Kirk Herbstreit, who knows everything about anything. I mean, he just does. He knew that there'd be no college football season as soon as COVID hit. I mean, he came right out and he told us. And, if Dr. Herbie, Dr. Mo, Dr. Larry, Dr. Curley, Dr. Herbie, ladies and gentlemen, who now all of a sudden is an NFL expert. Quick, tell me one thing that Herbstreit has ever said in the NFL that is related to you, that has made you say, oh my goodness, he is outstanding. I think we have so many incredible broadcasters right now. We are absolutely in an era where I think we have the best play-by-play guys. And that really is saying something. Because growing up listening to Pat Summerall, listening to Kirk Gowdy, and listening to Frank Gifford, and listening to Al Michaels, and, there's so many more that you can go to. What was it? Who was with Bob Trumpy? Again, I can't think of his name. Anyway, just Charlie Jones was another one who was absolutely Dick Enberg. I mean, there were just so many great ones. We have incredible play-by-play voices right now in the NFL. Dadgummit. Is that sport really hurting for analysts? I mean, what a weak bunch. Collinsworth, terrible. Aikman, I'll give him just a little credit for calling out C.J. Stroud during the playoff loss, but that's about it. Herbie? Dr. Herbie? Are you kidding? Who else is Tom Brady? I mean, what? Maybe the best is Greg Olson, and he can't even get on the number one team. But anyway, just throwing that out there. Dr. Herbie did say that if the SEC does this, he believes, and I'm sure he's sourced on this, especially in the Big Ten, that the Big Ten would come along as well, and possibly the Atlantic Coast Conference and the Big 12. You have to consider this when everything comes into play. I pulled this up a little bit earlier today. This was dated back in, I think it was late February. I save things, believe it or not. I'm not a hoarder, okay? But I just think every once in a while you may actually go back to something that you feel is important. And the Big Ten, total revenue from a year ago, $1.47 billion. The distribution throughout the conference, $76 million per team, okay? SEC, 1.11. Distribution, just over 70 million, 70.3. ACC, 42.8. Big 12, 37.9. So I think we're aware of the fact that the Big Ten's won the last three national titles. The SEC has been for quite some time the beast in the sport of college football. I mean, who's really rivaled it out of the old Pac-10, Pac-12? Outside of USC, who do you have? Oregon has never been someone who's been given the ring, right? Oregon has always been a bridesmaid. Big 12, I mean, come on. Ooh, Oklahoma, sure, forever. Go back to the days of the Big 8. Texas, I guess. I mean, I guess. They won it in the Rose Bowl against that great USC team, but hasn't Texas been a lot more, I don't know, much more hype than results? And with all the pressure this year on Arch Manning, I'd love to be the guy right now that is on the receiving end of your bet that says, I have Texas to win the national championship. No way. That is not going to happen. All right, who else in the Big 12? A&M? Hell no, when they were there. Oklahoma State? Hell no, when they were there. I mean, it just doesn't work out in the Big 12. ACC, we know. Florida State has won national titles. Clemson has won national titles. Miami got to the national title game one season ago. But that is basically it. We are down to the Power 2. So what does this all mean? Everyone is warming up to the idea of a 24-team college football playoff. That includes the Big Ten, the ACC, the Big 12, and the mighty Notre Dame, who remains an independent. The SEC wants a 16-team playoff. The SEC still wants to honor their conference championship game. I find that a little bit hard to believe. In a changing world, where do you come in on that? I love Conference Saturday, okay? And that has been, for Gator fans, I mean, just think about what it did to you in 1996, which led to the biggest travesty in the history of college football, the rematch between Florida State and Florida, a game that never should have been played. And it was because Roy Kramer said, well, watch this. I'm going to put in an SEC championship game. We're going to do it in the early 90s. I was at those first couple ones in Birmingham when Antonio Langham picked off Shane Matthews. Matter of fact, I was Lynn Swan's sideline intern. Very next year, I've said this story many times on air. I go up to Antonio Langham, who misses the game because of an NCAA violation. It's raining. I'm like, yo, Antonio, yeah. Can I get you on air for 1 minute with Lynn Swan? It's on the ABC broadcast. And Antonio Langham's like, well, I'm not going to answer any questions about the NCAA. And I'm like, cool, okay. I go up to Swan, and I'm like, here's Antonio Langham. He's not going to answer. Lynn Swan gives me the Heisman. He gives me a Earl Campbell stiff arm right to my mug, right to my face. All of a sudden, in my headset, I hear the great Keith Jackson say, let's send it down to the field, Swanee. And sure enough, yes, thanks, Keith. I'm here with Antonio Langham. Antonio, you've been suspended 2 games by the NCAA. Can you tell us what's going on? I'm getting $75 a day working for ABC. Anyway, I was at those SEC championship games, and that created that opportunity for you in 1996. So here we are now. Everyone's gotten over that, except for me. I'll tell you when I get over that. That is when I take my last breath and I literally fall into the wooden box, okay? That is when I'll get over that. That is what true sports fandom is. It's getting screwed so ridiculously hard, yet no one had enough gumption. No one had flat out enough male anatomy to fight it, at least in this town, outside of the truth teller. I continue to fight that battle each and every day. New Florida State fans who think all I do is rip you, you can kiss you know what. Rewind the tape when I absolutely flexed muscles against everyone in this town. It was a one-man gang against, honestly, kind of a passive group on the other side. So where is the SEC Conference Championship game? Is it a hindrance now? Is it totally unnecessary? I mean, if you're good enough, you got to get into a playoff, whether it's 12, 16, or 24. Do you need that extra game? Doesn't the team need it who's 8-4, who sneaks in, who's 9-3, who sneaks in as possibly an at-large, and that's there under debate? Don't they need it? But if you're 12-0, or you're 11-1, and you have barreled through the SEC gauntlet, you don't need to play a conference championship game on Saturday. But Ballou, you left out the most important thing of all. What's that? Oh, yeah. Money. Of course. Money. It's all about cash. No question about it. Nick Saban today said, you want to fix the SEC, who finally is going to 9 conference games this year? Have them play the last 3 against Power 4 teams. Okay? That would do what? It would really hurt small market football teams. It would hurt non-Power 4 conference football teams. I went through this, I believe it was yesterday, it might have been Monday. I'm over it. It's like a crush. It's like a schoolboy crush, right? You know, are you going to be able to hold your hand? You're going to be like Richie Cunningham in the movies and start with the yawn and release the arm and put it around her shoulder. Enough of the Cinderella, enough of the small colleges. Okay, it's a nice story. And yeah, I know we're in a time period now where everyone gets trophies and this guy's got to win and this girl's got to win. But you know what? Have them form their own little college football, whatever the hell it is. If you're telling me week to week, that is what you are getting, not only in the SEC, but in every one of these Power 4 conferences, that the other 3 games, you're going out of conference. Now, certain schools already do it at least once, right? Florida plays Florida State. Georgia plays Georgia Tech. South Carolina plays Clemson. Louisville plays Kentucky. You got some that are already there, so you only have to fill in 2. But again, if that's what you really want and it's about money, just think of how much better the ratings are going to be on a week-to-week basis. Instead of playing a directional school, which you pay $750,000 or $1 million to come in, it's a home game. It's great for the alumni. Everyone's fat and happy. I love those games. I've said forever. I remember arguing with the late David Lamb about this forever. I used to love those type of games. Those are no-stress games. But what's better for the sport? Have Iowa roll in. Have Purdue roll in. Have Minnesota roll in. Have you head out to Wisconsin. Have you head out to Michigan State. I mean, it's new. It's, I think, refreshing. And, Saban said it today. So anyway, I find that pretty endearing as well. We are really in a difficult process. And that is where I want to go with this. Let me wrap up this by throwing you out the first question of the night. It's a very deep thought, okay? The college football playoff is incredible. There are people in my position who still do not like it. There are people in my position who criticized it from when we went to a 4-teamer, okay? There are people who criticized it when we went to a 12-teamer. Those same people forgot that it was a number 8 Ohio State who beat a number 7 Notre Dame, okay, in a 12-team college football playoff. An 8 over a 7, not a 1 over a 2 or a 3 over a 1. It was an 8 over a 7. Just let that sink in. But listening to everything that's coming out of Tampa, because I've yet to find one, I'm going to give you unlimited access today on our text line at 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Think of this as an all-you-can-eat, all-you-can-drink buffet. I just want one person to tell us that they enjoy today's college football more than what it used to be. That's it. Just one of you. I don't need 10, 12, 4. Just one. Now, the best thing we have is the college football playoff. I love that. But I can't stand everything else. And I'm looking at the Gators' schedule today. You go to Austin. The Sooners come to Hogtown. You no longer play LSU. You no longer play Tennessee. I mean, that's not better for long-time Florida Gator. It can't be better. And I get it. Everything changes. So I'm just asking, just only one. 641-1010 on the text line. I'll read it. Tell us why today is better than what it used to be. It is such a circus right now. And I didn't even mention the NIL or the transfer portal. All right. Good stuff. We'll kick it off with that. Want to thank Shmunez Vision, as always. Cut the lawn today. Woo! My God. Not as hot as it was when I cut it right before I went away to vacay, but it was still steamy out there this afternoon. Threw on a pair of shades. A lot of guys, I see them out there cutting lawns. A lot of guys do it professionally. They have them on. Goggles, glasses, hoodies, long shirts, sleeves to say no sun for me, and that's okay. But I noticed it again. My lawn, all sorts of debris, man. Sticks, leaves, stuff popping all over the lawnmower. And just a, quick little tip. If you do cut your lawn, which to me I think is one of the great things that anyone can do. Some of my best thinking, let me rephrase that. Some of my best sober thinking is when I'm cutting the lawn. Okay. I just love it. As a matter of fact, if you live in Bartram Springs, give me a call. I'll come cut your lawn. Kidding. Anyway, put on goggles. Just a tip from Shmunez Vision. Now, your eyes are getting away from you, right? It's just the fact of getting older. It happens to each and every one of us. Make yourself an appointment today at Shmunez Vision. If you want laser eye surgery, we got 37 plus years with Dr. Neo Shmunez, Dr. Catherine Shmunez, Dr. John Hunt. They will take you through the examination, tell you about your eyes, talk to you if you need surgery, and then they are the doctors who perform it. Check it out online. Go to Shmunez Vision, also on Instagram. You can get all of the testimonials at Shmunez Vision.
Tailgating around the clock.
Either way, we ought to have a lot of fun, huh?
Sports are made for celebrating. With 1010XL.
Ballou here for Shmunez Vision. Why Shmunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Shmunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Shmunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Shmunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit shmunezvision.com today. Here you can see.
In the game of vehicle performance and reliability, Atlantic Infinity is always the top pick. This is Hayes Carlion. Did you know that every certified pre-owned Infinity is inspected, factory-backed, with a limited warranty, and gets the same championship-level service as a brand-new Infinity? Every mile will feel like first class. Check out their full certified inventory now at AtlanticInfinity.com or visit Atlantic Infinity off Atlantic near St. John's Bluff.
In the heart of Gator Nation, a voice rises above the roar of the swamp. Take Time Out with Patrick Young, Friday mornings at 8:30, tipped off by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists and Kuhn Flowers on 1010XL.
The birth of a child is a time of joy, but when complications during delivery lead to injury or death, families are left with lifelong problems. If you believe a medical mistake contributed to a birth injury, protect yourself and your family by understanding your legal options. Founded in Jacksonville, Edwards & Raggets helps families evaluate medical negligence claims. No fees unless you recover damages. Call 904-INJURED or visit 904injured.com.
Edwards & Raggets, offices Jacksonville.
Hey, I'll be home in about 10 minutes. Actually, make it 8.
Hey, Mom. Yep, I'm walking home now. Mom, I'm trying to cross, but I don't think this driver sees me. No, they're driving too fast. Mom!
Speeding catches up with you. Early, on time, a little late, just get there safely. A message from the Florida Department of Transportation's Target Zero initiative.
Celebrate the month of July with Zero Res and get 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at just $129 and take $75 off air duct cleaning as well. Hickett here. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com. Take advantage of the savings.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative, here to share with you an actual client review.
Dude, these shirts are sick.
Check out the shirts and other sick promo items at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Nobody likes feeling taken advantage of by a service company. That's why homeowners across Northeast Florida choose Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When we come to your home, our job is simple. Find the problem, fix the problem. Charge a fair price, no upselling, no scare tactics, no surprise recommendations designed to sell you more than you need. Quality work from a local team you can trust. Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Ozzy is God. Man, it's been a quick year. And I know it is because my dad passed about a month ago. And, even though it's been, I think I'm still in a state of denial in a lot of times, you just, the memory is there and you think about him all the time. I always make the point, man. I do. That's why I play the role of, it drives me nuts when people I can't wait for. I mean, time is going by faster. It is. It is. I mean, football is here, for crying out loud. But Ozzy Osbourne, if you had asked me, I would have said 5 months ago, 6 months ago, a year. That sneak up on you, Jared Justice? I mean, a full year for Ozzy?
I was working with at my last station, we had 2 rock stations, and we basically took like 2 weeks to mourn. Like, it was at least once or twice an hour. It was either an Ozzy song. I think we played the stupid Post Malone song that he did.
Right,
but it was people crying in the hallway.
This is important stuff. I did not realize that you worked directly with 2 classic rock radio stations. When I first came here in the Ball, we were, I can't even think of, it was Rock 105 with Lex and Terry and the Woodman and the late Rick Tracy. And I mean, just really, really, really great guys. So I got to ask you in Vegas, please tell me that these were 3 packs a day, scotch drinking, total burnouts from the 60s.
Okay, so we had the classic rock station, and then we had the rock station. And the rock station was the young guy and the young girl, but then also the guy from the 60s and 70s who, like, if I needed to bum a heater, I knew where to go.
Right.
The classic rock station were the people driving Mercedes and Fleetwood Mac, if you understand what I'm saying.
Heck yeah, I do. What was the name of the lady on the rock? Patty? Some of our listeners will remember. Let us know, 641-1010 on the text line. Patty, she had a great voice. She had a rock voice. She's like, listen, here's what's up. I'm going to play the extended live version of Freebird because I'm going to go outside and smoke this Chesterfield 100,000. And then when I come back, I'm going to play something off of the new album from Foghat. And I can't think of her name. Speaking of the text line, by the way, I can't get one person to tell me that college football is better. But I'm finding out that we have quite a few listeners in the complex that I live out in Bartram Springs because I have no shortage of 6 people asking me if I'll come cut their lawn. Maybe we'll do a live remote from the swimming pool at Bartram Springs. There's 3 swimming pools in the complex.
I love that you went swimming pool because my first thought was on top of the mower.
Yeah,
like just like doing a live remote from on top of the Zamboni. You're just on the mower.
No, I actually have a push mower. Yeah.
Okay,
it's a phenomenal workout.
Gotta keep those calves.
You've had to really work on it over the years too. Because I'll say one thing: when they built at Bartram Springs, and I've been there for 20 years, man, that was some of the worst grass I have ever seen. The irrigation, the landscaping originally, when they put up those homes, the homes are fantastic. I have no problem with it. I love but I mean, you have to totally redo your grass, redo your lawn. What they put in there 20 years ago was absolutely pathetic. All right, tonight's show is brought to you by the good folks over at the Alexander Law Practice. All right. If you are injured, all right, not necessarily when it comes to cutting your lawn, but, let's just say you were done cutting your lawn and all of a sudden you went out to check the mail and some kid is barreling down the road, right? He's listening to Dawkins and he runs right into you and leaves you on the side of the road, absolutely physically, emotionally, and mentally destroyed. You gather yourself, you get back in, you're like, I don't know what to do. I have no one to call. Well, you're wrong. Call Rick Alexander. If you have been injured in a car accident, if you have been injured in any type of accident, ask him anything that is on your mind. Any type of question that is on your mind, okay? He can answer for you. Now, there's no retainer fee. There's no consultation fee. There's no fee for the phone call. There's no fee for sending an email. You're never going to come out of pocket. Anything that you could possibly think of, he is there to answer your questions, and he works individually with each and every one of his clients. 641-1010 on the text line. Hold on one second, right? We'll give you Alexander a lot of practice. I got to learn not to keep the text line up when I'm doing a live read, because some of the stuff that's coming in here now is absolutely freaking sensational. Is Patty Hayes, Rock 105. I did traffic for a while. This guy says he did her I used to love traffic. Traffic used to be the greatest. Yeah, checking in with the traffic and the weather. It's hot as hell outside. 98 traffic stuck everywhere. Right now, we'll send you back to Patty Hayes. She's going to play for you the latest from the Rolling Stones, who are apparently still around, even though it's only 1995. Oh, yeah. That was then when we were asking about it. Bubba's up front. Who's Bubba? Do we know? 0020 out front here. Hold on now. Let's save this for the other side of the break. We've got the 1729 who is titled this as to why college football is better now. Thank you. Thank you very much. I mean, this isn't for me having a lack of material to talk about on the program. I'm geared up. I'm ready to go. But I promised you open forum here. And all I wanted was one. And we have that one. We're going to begin with that on the other side. Hey, Jaguars fans, coming up in 28 minutes, it'll be John Osher, the very latest on the Jags. You realize that 1 week from today, practice number 1 will have already been completed over at the Miller Electric Center. Let that sink in.
Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care, Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
The Cash Building Material SEC Football Media Days coverage on 1010XL previews the upcoming SEC football season. Listen for interviews of coaches, players, and analysts as they give insight throughout the day on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that could possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
Dinner tonight? Make it easy and make it something everyone will love. With the Flame Broiler Family Meal Plan, you can feed 4 fast with fresh, flavorful options. You get 20 ounces of your choice of protein. Mix and match your favorites, plus steamed rice and a fresh veggie medley. It's a complete no-stress meal the whole family can agree on, starting at just $34.99. Skip the cooking tonight. Bring the family together and stop by any of Flame Broiler's 5 locations today.
It's time to get your kid in the game with I-9 Sports. From North Jacksonville to Fleming Island, Neptune Beach to Orange Park. I-9 Sports makes it convenient for you just 1 day per week. Fall and winter registration open right now at I-9 Sports. Enter 1010 in the promo code for a discount.
Jaguars fans, grab your passport. Open and fund a new Everbank Performance account for your chance to win the Everbank London Getaway Experience. 1 winner gets round-trip airfare for 2, 4 nights hotel, and 2 tickets to the Jags game in London this October. Start your journey today at everbank.com/London. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the 50 United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 6/29 to 8/27/26. Get official rules and details at everbank.com/London Rules. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A. Member FDIC. guarantee.
I'm Matt Lennon with AB Signs. Your truck, trailer, or storefront should be your best salesperson. So I create custom signs and graphics that get your business noticed. Local, fast, and built to last. Call AB Signs and make your brand stand out.
America's turning 250, and Superior Fence and Rail is celebrating in true red, white, and blue style. For a limited time, save $250 on your new fence. Give your home the freedom, security, and curb appeal it deserves. Celebrate America with a fence built to last. Offer valid on new contracts for 100 linear feet or more. Cannot be combined with other offers.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long, drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
We'll be live on location over at Mavericks. 2-for-1s. Also, make sure you register to win tickets to see the Moody Blues right here on The Rock. The great Patty Hayes. That was a good rock station. I mean, I grew up on WBCN in Boston, and they had competing stations with WAAF and WBCN, which, like, really changed radio rock. They were just out of control. And Peter Wolf was on there, you know, who eventually became the lead singer of Jake Isles. But that was big, and that was back in the deal where, you know, they'd be able to get bands to come into the radio station. Very, 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 very cool. Anyway, as promised, let's get to the 1729. I've asked, and he has delivered. I want to know why college football is better now than it once was. Okay, here we go. College football is better now. Immediate rebuilds. The transfer portal paired with the NIL created a Moneyball environment. Programs can address roster holes in a single offseason rather than waiting 3 to 4 years to recruit and develop. Talent distribution. 10 years ago, elite powerhouses could hoard 5-star talent 4 deep on their bench. Now, talented backup players transfer to places where they can start immediately, spreading top-tier skill across more teams and preventing blowout-heavy schedules. Okay, I appreciate your effort. I do. But I love that. I've always been about the big and the powerful, okay? When it comes to sports, not when it comes necessarily to life, but when it comes to sports. I love dynasties. I love teams that are perennial playoff year after year after year. You can look at them and say, you know they're going to be a good team, right? That's not the case anymore. It's really not. I mean, if I was to say to you, one paycheck, 2 weeks worth. That's it. Bet one paycheck over the next 5 years. Give me a team who wins a national championship. One team, 5 years, one paycheck. Now, 4 years ago, brother, that is automatic. I mean, just look at a small list of about 6 teams, pick one of them, and you know over a 5-year period, you're going to collect double your paycheck. Nowadays, with Indiana winning a year ago, I mean, just think of that. I mean, who would you pick? I would have to say Ohio State, right? I'd have to. Is there an automatic right now in the SEC? You got Kirby complaining about the bye after winning it. And, you know, Kirby's going to complain about everything. Bama's not Bama. LSU's got way too much pressure. Say what you want about the Florida Gators. Folks, they've had 4 losing seasons in their last 5 years. I know that doesn't necessarily get reported around here all the time, but it's 4 losing seasons in 5 years. John Summerall won the press conference today. Congratulations. Actually, we talk about that a little bit later on. I admired his approach on the offensive line. To me, it was very similar to Liam Cohen of a year ago. I think people were lost in the Cohen, Duval, and, you know, all that Mickey Mouse, where the bottom line is it was an outstanding press conference by Liam Cohen. And for him to address the offensive line and say what he said about the offensive line, and then when James Gladstone arrived a month later to say what he said about the offensive line, to me was absolutely enormous. It was the biggest point that I got from both press conferences a month apart from your coach and GM. It's what I got today from Summerall. The offensive line was weak. He was underwhelmed by the strength of the offensive line. He says they've already improved since he's been there. Their bodies look different. To me, if I'm a Gator fan, I absolutely love that. I do. But again, you won 4 games a year ago. So I don't think you can pick a team in the SEC and say, yeah, it's going to work over the next 5 years. Can you? Maybe you can. You had one team, double your paycheck, 5 years. Jared, you got a team for us? Pick one. 5 years, double your pay to win a national championship in college football.
I mean, Georgia, probably.
Okay. Very fair. Very, very fair.
I could be a crazy person and be like, UNLV.
Yeah, that would be insane. Right. But if I was asking you this 4 years ago, you knew who your candidates were. It was a very, very small sample size. And the chance was that you're going to get out of that being a winner. Nowadays, oh, my God. No. I mean, if Sorsby was at Tech, a lot of people thought Texas Tech was going to be this year's Indiana. Again, in an easier road to navigate, right? A much easier conference in the Big 12 than it is in the Big 10, than it is in the Southeastern Conference. But I appreciate the effort there. I love the days of stockpiling talent. I do. I love the fact of blowing out teams and getting to see the freshmen and the redshirt freshmen and the redshirt sophomores and getting a taste of what's next, right? The sport has changed. ESPN, one of their headline stories today were 18 teams that can win a national championship. I didn't even read it. I will eventually. I was like, no, I'm not falling into that. But you get the feeling that, who knows? Especially after what Indiana did a year ago. You know, that has to have completely woken this entire situation up. I'm not going to spend too much time on this outside of today, simply because I still love football. But I will, we used to have fun with this, certain guys here at the station off the air, that quick, when you say a host, you identify that host as an NFL guy. Or quick, this host, you identify that host as a college football guy. Never been one to really pat myself that much on the back, but from colleagues, they would say, man, you're a mix. Tough to figure you out. What you love more, college ball or the NFL. And I was actually pretty proud of that and pretty excited about that. Brother, has that ever changed? It's changed in the last 3 years. College football is nowhere near as sexy as it used to be, is nowhere near as glamorous as it used to be. I mean, the under-the-table payments, the backdoor washing machines into your mom's. I mean, that is what made deep South football so interesting. The stories that you would hear, would you believe those stories? Are they planted stories from boosters of another school? How much of it is really legit? How much of it is made up? And, I guess I should have seen it coming. Kids blowing off their last semester of high school to get to college early. Who would ever want to go to college early? Don't you enjoy your final semester in high school? I mean, no, I guess not. Kids don't play multiple sports anymore. Ballou, where have you been? Don't tell us about your days playing football, hockey, and baseball. No one cares. Today's athletes only play basketball. Today's athletes only play football. Why do they have to be around the spring? Get a jump on college. Get in there early. Oh, okay. Let's have early recruiting day. Let's get rid of that first Wednesday in February. I mean, no one liked that, right? That was always boring for decades. That first Wednesday in February. That used to be legendary. That was like my favorite day of the year. National Signing Day. I mean, think about how cool that used to be. So, I'm not going to do it all the time. I won't. I'll promote the hell out of it, certainly when the games get here. But the NFL is so far. And it's not fair to really compare the two, but I'm going to do it anyway. The NFL is full steam ahead. I mean, you got Roger Goodell talking about playing in Japan. Okay? Talking about playing a game in Japan. And I know it's 32 teams there, and it's well over 100 teams in college football. I know it's really hard to compare the two. But I think the NFL is looking ahead and, inspiring to do more, even though I don't think they have to do more. I think they're fine. Where I think college football has attempted to do more, and it's really just completely fractured the game.
Believe in the unbelievable.
Unbelievable!
1010XL.
I can't believe it! I can't believe it!
We're hearing is believing.
Unbelievable!
Tired of changing out bad sod year after year? Get it done right with Roundtree Sod. Big or small, they have it, and always supplied farm fresh. For a lush, legendary green lawn, call 7414-SOD for a free estimate. 7414-SOD.
Frank Frangie here. 0% financing is back at Nimnick Chevrolet, but don't expect it to last. This is one of Chevrolet's most popular offers, and right now, qualified buyers can get 0% financing for 60 months on select Chevy Silverado 1500 trucks and Chevy Equinox SUVs. Take it from me, I know it. Nimnick is the best place to get cars and trucks. They treat you right. Visit NimnickChevy.com or head to Nimnick today. Where do you get the best prices and the best financing? That's easy. Nobody but Nimnick.
When you're injured, you need more than legal advice. You need someone who truly cares. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, I take pride in what we do. You're never just another case. We take the time to listen, guide you through the process, and fight for your recovery every step of the way. And remember, you pay nothing unless we win. Zip, nada, nothing. Learn more at CampioneLaw.com. Offices, Jacksonville and St. Augustine.
Count on Campion! Campion Law!
Looking for ways to save on your JEA bill? We're on it. When it comes to your utilities, the less you use, the more you can save. That's why JEA offers ways to help you manage your usage and avoid higher than expected bills. Use our online tools to monitor your usage throughout the month. Schedule a free irrigation or energy efficiency assessment and get personalized tips to save. And with JEA rebates, you can save when upgrading to more efficient equipment. Find more ways to save at JEA.com.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, transponders, and even high-tech smart locks. For honest, professional locksmith service,
Instant Keys comes to you.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at over $4,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Want to stretch that dollar? Taylor Doll here to help save you money with the Money Pages magazine and app. Trying to figure out dinner? Money Pages has deals at your favorite local restaurants. Need auto repairs or an oil change? Money Pages has coupons to help you save. Looking to do some home improvement projects? Money Pages has deals on everything home, from AC repair and plumbing to flooring and painting. Check your mailbox for Money Pages today and download the app for savings on the go.
Enclosures built for a lifetime. Lifetime enclosures.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Think ahead and get your backyard ready for fall. 15% off projects and an additional in-showroom discount for both flooring and enclosures just for visiting. Maximize your space with Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
Lifetime enclosures.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
I feel unhappy. I feel so sad. I've lost the best friend that I ever had.
Ozzy Osbourne died 1 year ago today.
She was my woman.
Some of the stories with him, you're talking about the Deep South and the SEC, and I guess Florida State and Miami could be thrown into the mix there. The illegals, which I love, paying these players, giving their parents whatever it may be, happened all over the place. The deal was no one really cared that they did it. It was a situation where you only cared if they got caught. The Ozzy Osbourne rumors are a totally different set of circumstances. Don't know what to believe. You told me you've met Alice Cooper a few times.
Well, I've been to a bunch of his concerts, but I've only met him once.
He had a swing event here with Callaway. He's a very good golfer.
Oh, no, I know.
Yeah.
I always wished I could have gone down to Arizona just to wander golf courses looking for a little 5'2" guy with eyeliner.
Great sports fan. Incredible sports fan is Alice Cooper.
I was in the middle of my hockey show when I went to go meet him, and I was wearing a jersey, and he spent like 10 minutes talking to me about Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes, and he was like, and I'm sitting there going, we're mid-commercial break. I don't want this to end, but I gotta go.
It's like, Frank Zappa and Keith Moon and Alice Cooper and then Ozzy. It's like, how much of it really was legit? And how much of it is just, some sort of a folklore forever? You're never going to get that question. You're never going to get the answer to that question. It's like you're never going to get the answer to the question of Carly Simon's "You're So Vain." Who's that really about? Although I guess she told Howard Stern, and someone said it was Warren Beatty. I don't know if I believe that. 0976 Ballou saw the Stones in the old Gator Bowl in '89. Wow. Incredible. I saw them when they were here like 3 or 4 years, whatever it was. I've seen them a few times. 0148, an FSU fan bashing UF after the Baugh game in Hogtown last year. Really? Answer to Ballou's FSU final exam question. The sun is yellow. You can't rip my Florida State education. You can't. I'm proud of that. That hangs comfortably in my office. Didn't necessarily get me anywhere in life, but I'm sure as hell is glad that I meant an awful lot to my ma. All right, an awful lot to my dad. And I've always said this, and I really do believe it. Okay? Your life in front of you is about managing time. I don't give advice, but it's about managing time. Florida State was so much easier than high school. It's not even funny. Okay? And here's the difference. I'd have like 1 or 2 classes a day. In high school, I'm up at 6. I'm at school by 7. I go to school until 1:50. I kiss my girlfriend goodbye. Actually, my Irish girlfriend, she wouldn't even allow me to kiss her. Okay? I mean, that was like, no. She went to Harvard. But you know what's great about my girlfriend who went to Harvard is I make twice the amount of money that she makes, and she's a Harvard graduate who is #1 in her class. She got into education.
Oh.
Education doesn't pay, people. It's terrible. It should pay. It doesn't. Anyway, then a practice. Football, hockey, baseball. Get home at what? 6:30, 7 at night. Got to talk to her on the phone. Got to do your homework. Got to go to bed. I mean, high school's brutal. Get to Florida State. Manage your time. Oh, you want to party every night? Okay. I said, you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take an early morning class. I get my ass out of bed. And I did well. And I learned how to manage my time. Because that becomes really the opportunity to do what? Sleep. How many of you in college are tired? Oh, I need a nap. What do you mean you need a nap? You're 19 years old. You're 20 years. You need a nap? Saw it all over the place in the dorm rooms. You did too. So now, there are some majors, there are some occupations that you get into where absolutely college is going to be far more difficult in high school. And I'm not even going to get into comparing the school system in Massachusetts compared to the school system in Florida. I'm not going to waste time by doing that. I'm talking about managing your time. You were under a very restrictive schedule in high school, especially if you played sports. When you got to college, it was just foolish how much free time you had. Until, of course, I had to start working. That was another reason as well. Something to consider, kids. You know, you want to get ahead of the other guy? You want to get ahead of the other gal? Consider that. Again. I don't give advice.
She's the gem of your afternoon on Helmets and Heels from 2 to 4.
I'm done being the good girl, standing by and watching them run things.
Taylor Dahl.
We can do it better.
With Lauren Brooks and Tom McManus on Helmets and Heels. Weekdays 2 to 4 on 1010XL.
Longer days, warmer nights, and a backyard that brings everyone together. Spring and summer in Florida means pool days, backyard barbecues, and night swims under the stars. Picket here for nearly 50 years, Surfside Pools have been creating the backdrops for life's best memories. From weekly service and repairs to remodels, commercial maintenance, and new pool construction, Surfside does it all. Ready to float happy? SurfsidePools.net or call 904-246-2666. Surfside Pools, summer starts here. License number CPC 044080.
Hi, I'm Blake Bortles. People know I've always said if I wasn't playing football, I'd probably be on a construction site. So Next Gen Roofing finally let me live the dream.
Blake, why are you wearing a red practice jersey?
Always worn it for safety.
Right. Well, around here, the red jersey means you're the new guy. So you're in charge of garbage cleanup.
Perfect. I love garbage time. Always excelled in it.
It's not exactly what I
Good
meant.
thing Next Gen Roofing has real pros handling everything from family homes to large commercial buildings. Next Gen, teamed up with you.
Teamed up with you.
Sent in, and Sporting Jacks breaks through first.
For the latest on Jacksonville's pro soccer teams, join the Sporting Jacks Coaches Show, presented by Honda of the Avenues, every Tuesday night at 6 on 1010 AM and 1010XL.com.
You may not be able to control the air you breathe on the outside, but you certainly can on the inside of your home. Just call Florida Home AC and ask about the Remy Halo. It's the next generation of air quality technology. Call 777-4300 for Florida Home AC.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, care starts with listening, one-on-one consultations, clear answers, and a plan built around you. Our orthopedic surgeons, sports medicine physicians, and rehabilitation specialists work together to treat injuries, manage chronic pain, and restore strength and mobility. From your first check-in to your personalized treatment plan, everything is designed to help you move forward with confidence. Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville. Expert care, improving lives.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Hey friends, Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Have you ever stored a gallon of leftover paint, opened the can years later, and it's rusty, crusty, and unusable? Next time, secure the lid tightly to ensure no leaks and store the can upside down. Oxygen can't get to it, therefore no rust and no crust. If you'd like more tips or have a question about a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Prepare, protect, preserve.
Performance painting.
Budweiser reminds us to drink wiser, like hydrating between beers. It keeps the fun going longer, and it's a commitment to responsibility. Remember, good times are ahead, so no need to overdo it. Know when to say when, and always designate a driver.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Here's another call on the 1010XL hotline, driven by Key Buick GMC, home of the lifetime powertrain warranty.
John Osher, our guest, senior writer, Jaguars.com. You can get everything from John and his staff there. And, of course, he joins me on Wednesday nights at 7 o'clock. All right, John. This is our final conversation until we officially get an opportunity to get to training camp 2026.
Yeah, all the decks are cleared. You know, the World Cup's over, Wimbledon's over, and it feels like we're getting ratcheted up. So training camp, what for us, Rick? Number 32?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been a while. So
It has.
We're going to do it again. And, I mean, it goes without saying, this is a very interesting time because it's been a while since you felt like the Jaguars were on as solid a feet as they are. I guess maybe I'm rewriting history a little bit. Maybe we felt that way in 18 or 23. But I just kind of believe we're looking at an extended competitive run here. And I'm curious how that's going to look like and play out. To me, I'm excited about it.
The way that the game changes now, the way that the coaches change and the players change, I think historically speaking, they don't look back as much as they once did, but longtime Jaguars fans are fully aware of the fact that outside of 96 through 99, that when this team has a great year and makes it to the playoffs, they really fall off the following season. I don't sense that is going to be the case this year. You're in the Miller Electric Center all the time. What's your take on that?
Yeah, I mean, it's so hard to predict the future, and memory sort of can fail you sometimes. Like I said before, I guess I felt in 18 and 23 like everything was going to be fine, and it was all good. But there has been something different about this regime since it took over in 25. It felt more stable from the start. It felt more like they were doing the right moves and long-term stuff from the start. I think the fact that Trevor feels like 26 and ascending and on solid footing. And, you've got guys like Trayvon and Josh Allen and, a solid offensive line. There's a lot of solid bricks in the foundation that I don't know if they were all there before. You can never predict the future, but I just get the idea that this is a solid thing on solid footing. Now, I don't know what that means in terms of records, but I think double-digit competitiveness is what we're looking at for the next few years if healthy. That's my vibe, and we'll see.
What changes, in your opinion, training camp this year to a year ago? There was so much teaching that actually went on. I mean, you go to and you look at it, you can maybe throw Greg Newsome in there, maybe Dewey in there, but let's be honest. I mean, the starting 22 or even 24, if you go to nickel and 3 wide with 2 tight ends, you're basically missing Lloyd and ETN. Everyone else is back. So you don't have to teach the way you did during that first training camp.
Yeah, I think you'll still see teaching, obviously, because that's, you've got to reinforce what you taught. You've got to make sure you're not skipping. But I say that with the idea of getting to your point, which is there's no question they should be further ahead. And I think that's a fascinating thing to see about Liam Cohen's offense. Because in the NFL, this is his first time in a second year as a coordinator, meaning in Tampa, everybody knew he was a great play caller, but you never got a chance to see that Tampa offense in its second year under because he came here. So I just looked at last season, Rick, with the final 8 games. It looked like they were just accelerating in a hurry in terms of Trevor's comfort, knowledge, continuity, and all that stuff. Add Travis Hunter to that. Remember that BTJ was not overly productive. We all know he can be productive. You're adding wrinkles in the tight end. I don't want to overhype it, but this could be a really special offense. And I think nationally, it feels like people are assuming it's going to be 23-18 again. I just don't feel it.
John Osher, I guess, senior writer, Jaguars.com. Training camp gets underway next Wednesday morning at the Miller Electric Center. How about that? Right around the corner.
Quick.
The national opinion has not been good, and there's not any credit for keeping this roster intact. Instead, they'll say they didn't do enough in free agency, and they reached in the NFL draft. Motivation is overplayed. Bulletin board is overplayed. I mean, motivation from that. The players have always said once they crack pads, man, that absolutely does go away. But what do you think during the offseason? What has this done for the coaches and the players, the fact that what they had is not enough and they did not add the way that they were supposed to?
Well, my guess is that deep down there's a little bit of a feeling of, oh, here we go again. We heard this same thing last year and we were good. So I think on a core level, it doesn't affect their confidence. But clearly they liked last year playing that underdog card. Liam leaned into it. The whole franchise leaned into it. I guess if they can use it, more power to them. To me, the whole national media thing, realistically, the people making these lists and these rankings, I kind of picture them having 2 hours to do the story, and they're spending about 25 seconds on the Jags.
Right.
Not very much thought goes into it. I get it. I've done lists like that before, Rick. You have too.
Oh, yeah.
How much, if I was doing that list, how much time would I be spending on the Chargers? Yeah, I mean, so.
Yep.
But to your question, they will use this blank out of it, because that's what they do, and it'll be a lot of fun.
All right. Leave us with this. Still waiting officially for Parker Washington to get announced. We have not seen that. Do you think in the next week that could come in? And any idea, any speculation at all on an announcement, maybe a PUP list for, Jordan Lewis? Obviously, you get to the offensive line with Cole Van Landen. Any chance that either one of those two go on the PUP list?
Yeah, there's always a chance, only because of this. The PUP list is a couple of different things. If you get to the end of training camp or at the start of the regular season on the PUP, it's a 6-week thing. At the beginning of training camp, it's very much a roster management thing, meaning you can get put on the PUP list tomorrow and be off of it the very next day. So it's used very cautiously. Wouldn't surprise me if either of those guys start on PUP and then come off of it 3 or 4 days in. It's sort of silly. If the guy is not going to be in the first practice, you may as well put him on PUP because there's no reason not to. So I would guess one of those two will be on PUP. Just because circumstances, when you've got injuries, you bring along slow, you may as well. But I do not have the feeling that I think Cole will play in the opener, is my gut. I think he'll be fine with the regular season start. I don't know how quickly that means. I don't have a great feel for Jordan Lewis, but I don't sense any worry inside the building about those guys not being ready.
Yeah. Well, that's good news. A healthy team outside of those two, we believe. Travis Hunter will be full go. I think they'll certainly be cautious on his reps, which makes total sense.
I think him and Rodriguez, I expect to be going at the start. Both of those guys are important. Van Atlanta, I'd love to have out there, but having Travis and Rodriguez out there early will be important.
No doubt.
For learning.
John, thank you. See you soon.
Rick, see you Wednesday, buddy.
There he goes. John Osher, senior writer, Jaguars.com. Glad he said that way about, if he was doing a list of Chargers. And you get that. You get it as Jaguars fans. You get it. You do. It's like, if I was at the SEC meetings, man, when Tennessee comes up and LSU comes up and Auburn comes up and Alabama comes up and the Gators and the Dogs, you're all excited. I mean, what are they going to say? What's the coach going to say? What's the star players going to say? When all of a sudden you hear that Mississippi State is coming up, it's like, oh, man, really shouldn't have had that last beer last night. You kind of fighting the hangover. You kind of like, can I sneak in some Z's? Yeah, I mean, let's bring in now, let's bring in Vanderbilt. Although they've played better as of late. But you understand what I'm getting at. That's the way the national media treats the Jaguars. Not the local media, but that's basically the way it is. And I was actually laughing about this on yesterday morning. I was like, I have saved this all year during the offseason to get to it. About the reach in the draft, about where they were actually selected compared to where they were projected to go. And I never had an opportunity to get to it. We've been so busy. But it just drives me crazy that standing pat, thinking you have enough to win, means nothing to these members of the media. They don't understand that they improved by 9.1 points a game offensively, that they shaved off 6 points a game defensively, okay? That they went from 9 turnovers in 2024, 9 takeaways, to 31 a year ago. 9 to 31. 4 wins to 13 wins. Number 1 rushing defense. Over the last 8 games, 24 total touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence. His last 6 games, he had 15 touchdown passes and 1 turnover. 15 total touchdowns in 1 turnover. I think it was 15. It might have been 19. Let me look. I actually mentioned that, I think, yesterday. Got to take a break here. 19. 19 total touchdowns, 1 turnover in the last 6 games. The Jaguars won 8 straight before Buffalo. The Jaguars won 9 of 10 before Buffalo. Do you remember what the loss was? I do. I was there. They blew a 19-point fourth quarter lead in Houston. If they won that, they would have won 10 in a row to close out last year.
My plan is to adopt a new style, a combination that requires the highest level of conditioning, speed, creativity, most of all,
1010XL.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family owned and operated since 1943. On Southside and JTB, for a limited time, Key Buick GMC has marked down select new GMC Sierra 1500 models. Below employee pricing, you pay less than what our employees pay. Plus, at Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Visit us or shop online at keybuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drive time only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
David Garrard here. Playing in the NFL can put a lot of wear and tear on your body, especially your knees. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has kept me mobile and ready to tackle every day.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is former NFL quarterback David Garrard. If your knees have taken a beating and you're finally ready to do something about it, then let Southeast Orthopedic take a look. Come on, do your knees a favor.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
He's our big hitter.
I'm Jaguars Today's middle linebacker, Tom McManus.
He tackles Jags talk from a middle linebacker's point of view. Fridays on 1010XL. Protected by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors. Proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Frank Frangie here for my friends at Coyle Fencing. You've heard me talk about our Bregan baseball complex with walk-off charities and we needed a batter's eye. Nobody knew how to do it. Coyle figured it out, and it is great. Since then, Coyle & Sons has completed hundreds of projects, including most recently our football fields at Fort Family Park. The bottom line is they do everything. They do it well. It looks great. I trust Coyle & Sons. You can too. Since 1927, they've been getting it right. CoyleJacks.com. C-O-Y-L-E Jacks.com. That's where you find them. A proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
My wife was like, I want to go to Hawaii and I want to bring the kids. And I was like, whose kids?
Jim Gaffigan. Everything is wonderful.
I spent the entire time applying and reapplying sunscreen, which thankfully makes my skin whiter.
Jim Gaffigan. A night of all new material. December 27th, ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena. Tickets on sale now at Ticketmaster. Produced by Outback Presents.
One of Beard's Diamond's most popular events ever is back. It's Christmas in July. Right now, for a limited time, you get as much as 40% off anything in our showcases. Yes, that includes engagement rings, fashion rings, earrings, bracelets, bands, pendants, colored gemstones. This is the annual store-wide sale that everyone loves because you get December prices in July. Up to 40% off store-wide. Don't miss Christmas in July. Exclusively at Beard's Diamond at the St. John's Town Center and online at beardsdiamonds.com. Shop local. Shop Beards.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the Checkmate King.
The two most important factors behind a great garage floor coating are the preparation and the application.
So we prepare every floor with high-performance diamond grinding pads. But just ugly diamonds, right, Brendan? If we find any nice ones, I could use some crown jewels.
Sorry, Chester. Our special grinding pads use diamonds that are too ugly for jewelry.
But they create the perfect surface to bind with our multi-layer polymer coating for years of durable performance.
You'll have to pick out jewelry on your own time, Your Highness.
The term is Your Majesty, Brendan, but I'll let it go this time.
Perfect preparation?
Check. Expert application?
Check. A gorgeous new floor that sparkles like a diamond in your garage? Checkmate!
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
College football fans, I'm Greg McGarity, President and CEO of the Tech Slayer Gator Bowl. Don't miss your last chance to watch college football in Jacksonville before the stadium is renovated. The SEC and ACC face off in Everbank Stadium for this year's Tech Slayer Gator Bowl Wednesday, December 30th at 11:30 a.m. A perfect buy for family stocking stuffers. Act now and get a sizzling summer special of 4 tickets for $100 at TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com. TaxSlayerGatorBowl.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
No place I'd rather be. Bowden Road. Bubba's still out front? Do we know? I never checked. If I was anywhere else, I'll tell you where that would be. That would be the Blue Crab House. You know, on Wednesday night, they have $1 oysters. And talked a lot about doing some things today. Cutting lawns. Very important. You know how people have that. There's only like a select few have like the formula for Coca-Cola or whatever it may be. I'm in so tight with the folks at the Blue Crab House, but they will not tell me what goes into their Bloody Mary mix. And it is simply the greatest Bloody Mary that I have ever had. And I am a connoisseur of Bloody Marys. I'm not a foodie. I can't tell the difference between a great steak here and a great steak smack dab in the middle of New York City. Loggeman can. All right? He's a foodie. Jeff Loggeman will tell you whether he'll rank the best steaks for you. I can't do that. But I sure as hell can tell you what is a good Bloody Mary. Blue Crab House, right off of San Jose, Julington Creek. You like Bloody Marys? I know you like brown liquor. You do any of that vodka in the morning?
I'll do some gin every once in a while. And by every once in a while, I mean, I'll do some gin every once in a while.
Last week on the vacation at 5:30 a.m., I have a Bloody Mary on the plane. I want to start vacay off right. It's free Bloody Marys, free drinks. And I'm like, this is cool. Got the GF next to me, my daughter, and my GF 7-year-old granddaughter on the other side. Everyone's got headphones on. I got some Floyd going. I'm playing the final cut. Playing the Fletcher Memorial, home of Colonial. Talks about Reagan and Haig. Roger Waters is so good in that. So underrated off of the final cut. But it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm like, yeah, no one's going to know outside the fact that I put it on social media. Who walks right by? Brent Hopkins from our sales team looks at me and laughs. He's got his wife and their baby. And all of a sudden I feel this poking on my shoulder. I'm like, it's so early in the morning. I can't even feel the fact that I'm being poked. Finally, my girlfriend's like hitting me. And I look up and, it's his wife with the baby. It's like Brent forgot something. He'll be out. And all of a sudden here comes Brent and he looks at me and just started rolling. It's like, that's it. That's the way I'm going to go during vacation. And that was an airplane Bloody Mary. That's not supposed to be really good. I mean, they give you what? Tomato juice, maybe Bloody Mary mix, and obviously a bottle of vodka. But, boy, over there at the Blue Crab House, it is out of control. Wonder if it makes a difference, these players. This comes from Robert Lamison on our YouTube. Liam will use the fuel again from the national media, but I feel like Liam will use anything for fuel. Okay, this is what I've always believed. Bulletin board material means so much to the fans. Bulletin board material means so much to the media. In this case, to these players, it's coming from nameless, faceless members of the media. I saved this one. I think this is Pro Football Focus. Gave the Jaguars offseason grade an F. Okay? Here's what it says. No offense to James Gladstone and company, but this offseason hadn't been great. The Jaguars lost multiple key starters in free agency. All right? And added very little to compensate. The biggest moves were pure maintenance. They extended Trayvon Walker. He mentions 3.5 sacks. They re-up with Strange and Brown, yada, yada, yada. Then came the draft. Jacksonville's class took home Gennaro Felici's second lowest overall grade. Who the hell is Gennaro Felici? All right? He said it was a terrible draft. So here's my point. I really don't think that this is going to be a major factor for anyone on the football team, certainly when it comes to once the regular season is underway. But to me, motivation and bulletin board material that creates motivation is important mostly during the offseason. And what I mean by that is if it's one after another, criticizing the players who are still here, even though they were very successful a year ago, are they going to give you an extra 10 minutes when it comes to going out passing the football? Oh, it's hot today. Let's call it off. We did it for, an hour and 15. Now let's, you know what? Let's stick around for 15 more minutes. Are you going to give an extra rep or two in the workroom, in the weight room, on the bench, whatever it may be? That maybe you run the beach. A lot of guys train on the beach because running in sand is hard. I know that when I have to go to the restaurant. I refuse to go in the ocean. People say that's a public toilet. Hell no. I don't go in the ocean. I got to turn around. I got to navigate soft sand. I got to navigate through hard sand. A lot of times I do that with, flip-flops on, which is even more difficult before I get to the lavatory. So that's hard on me. Imagine how hard it is on these players who are actually in a full sprint working out in the beach. Maybe they'll give you an extra couple of reps on the beach because of something like this. I don't think it matters on the opening drive against the team. I think it goes away. I don't think it's the difference between winning a game in the fourth quarter. I don't think offensively or defensively they're saying, do you remember what Gennaro Felici said about us back in June in the NFL draft? He said that it was terrible and we reached. I don't think that's the difference between a win and a loss when you play the game. But I do think it helps in this area. And let me add one little nugget. One tiny little nugget. These kids what? These players what? They love the game of football, right? I practically laughed at that a year ago. I have never heard that in my life. I've heard everything about character. I've heard everything about the culture. I've heard everything about turning losing into winning. We heard about the ecosystem. We heard about being intangibly rich. We heard all of this stuff. And then I want guys who love the game of football. I have never heard that in any sport at any level. Maybe if these guys really do love the game of football, everything I just said actually has taken place. And we'll begin to see it next week at camp. Don't know. Do not know. God willing, I'll be there for it.
Launch the downloads.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
And initiate sequence.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
Neck pain, back pain, or headache, Shinatri Chiropractic has 4 locations: Westside, 103rd, Riverside, Arlington, and the Beaches. Acupuncture, dry needling, physical therapy. Relief starts today. Shinatri Chiropractic, 743-6700.
I'm local attorney Rick Alexander. In my 30 years practicing law, I've learned you never want to choose money over health. It's always a bad deal. Unfortunately, when someone screws up and you get hurt, that choice is gone. Your only choice is whether you face the future with a lawyer or without one. If you're hurt because somebody screwed up, call me at the practice. The Alexander Law Practice, 904-400-6600 or alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
When you're craving scratch-made food, 29-degree draft beer, and the best seat in the house for every game, there's only one place to go, Twin Peaks. E.T. here, and from juicy burgers and smoked in-house wings to ice-cold brews served by the friendliest team around, Twin Peaks is the ultimate sports lodge. Wall-to-wall TVs everywhere. You'll never miss a moment. So grab your crew and head over to Twin Peaks, where the views are impeccable and the food hits every time. And the beer is always colder than your ex's heart. Twin Peaks. Eat, drink, scenic views.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal, what's the matter? I came right over.
It's my water, Jason. Smell this.
Yeesh.
That came out of my tap, Jason. I'm worried there's a lot more in there than just H and 2 and O.
Well, yeah. In Jacksonville, we have some of the hardest water in Florida. There's calcium carbonate in there and magnesium sulfate and...
I'm sorry, calcium... what now?
It's the same stuff that makes those cool stalactites in caves.
Well, it's making my shower all powdery, my tap's all crusty, and caves make me claustrophobic.
Put on these sunglasses.
Whoa.
Call Bueller Air & Plumbing. And our water treatment experts will do a free water quality test. We'll check for minerals, bacteria, anything that might make your water smelly or damage your plumbing or appliances.
And if it's bad, you can fix it?
Your glasses will come out cleaner, your shampoo will lather better.
I like a good lather, Jason.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Credit card interest rates are now over 29%. Most people are only making the minimum payments, so they're getting nowhere. Hey, Prosser here, but here's what many homeowners don't realize. Using the equity in your home, you can easily access hundreds of thousands in cash. With Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can pay off your credit cards, your existing HELOC, your car loans, or get money for that home improvement project. One client just got $100,000 approved and saved over $1,500 a month. Here's the best part. With Loan Pronto, you can do it all from your phone. With zero out-of-pocket, no hard credit pull up front, no appraisal, no long drawn-out bank process, and no touching your first mortgage. Rates are at a near 3-year low. Act now. Go to loanpronto.com. See how much you can get in about 60 seconds. Loan Pronto, 2,800 5-star Google reviews. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like a social media manager.
Did you just post our Q4 earnings to your personal social media?
Oh, yeah. Used the trending audio and everything.
That's confidential financial data.
Relax. It only went a little viral.
The SEC just commented with the eyeball watching emoji.
This is the job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
John Summerall met with the media today in Tampa, day 3 of the Southeastern Conference. I guess kickoff meetings is the official name of it. And he had a lot of interesting things to say. I thought the best part was him really getting after the offensive line, saying that when he got there, he was underwhelmed. All right. He weren't pushing around enough weight. Says that they've absolutely improved. Their bodies look different. And again, it reminded me of Gladstone. It reminded me of Cohen here a year ago. Absolutely both pointed out the offensive line. Doesn't know who the quarterback is going to be. A lot of people think that Aaron Philo is going to win that job. Remember, he came over from Georgia Tech as offensive coordinator, who's very, very talented. Buster Faulkner has come over as well. Right? Haynes King has been the starter in Atlanta. And Tramel Jones, obviously, is there as well. I hate this for any school. I do. I mean, pick a guy. And that's going to change. I mean, listen, Jones was a backup a year ago. Philo comes in, not as highly regarded. I think he was 16th, 17th on the quarterback transfer list. They're going to do it at Florida State. They're going to do it a lot of places. Alabama, As a matter of fact, there's like 5 or 6 NFL teams where you can make a case there's quarterback competition, right? Cleveland, Las Vegas, Minnesota. You got the injury with Penix in Atlanta and now Tua. So that's just off the top of my head. Where you have quarterback Arizona. The heck's going on there? Don't like quarterback competition. Don't like it. I mean, I'm an every snap count guy. So anyway, just my my thoughts there. 0976 saw the Stones. 89 tour. Steel Wheels album, many calling it the Steel Wheelchairs Tour. And that was almost 37 years ago. Yeah. They stood the test of time. Keith and Mick did. Yeah, I guess Ronnie would, even though he's not one of the originals. You had what? Brian Jones, where he died in a swimming pool. And then Mick Jones, who I actually like more than Keith. Love him. And he just said, had enough. He got out of there. Someone asked me about this Tebow thing. Yeah, I did see that. Tebow talking about Aaron Hernandez. It was a totally different perspective. And he does defend Aaron Hernandez. And listen, the points that Tebow does, I don't know if I saw this when I was on vacation or what. I saw it a few days ago. And he brings up the bar fight situation where they called it a bar. He said it was a restaurant. They said it was late at night. Tebow's like, it happened at like 8 o'clock. And they said that, he was causing problems. He said that he was doing anything but, that Tebow had said, stay away, stay away, stay away. And they were picking on him and this and that. And they were totally irritating him and, antagonizing him to the point where finally Aaron Hernandez snapped. I'm not excusing Aaron Hernandez for what he did, especially later in life. But I think Tebow's point was a lot of this was major misunderstanding, at least early on in his career when he was at Florida. And trying to put together the years, that was when Tebow went to New England, was Hernandez there then? And Tebow didn't make the team. And we understand why Tebow didn't make the team. You're not going to keep a third-string quarterback with that type of presence. You should never hear from a third-string quarterback. That's why Johnny Manziel couldn't get on a roster. It's why Cam Newton couldn't come back and get on a roster. It's why no one would sign Kaepernick and put him on a roster. You don't want a back-up quarterback in the NFL that is going to garner that amount of attention. You almost never hear from your backup quarterback.
If the internet is to be trusted, and I could be wrong here, Aaron Hernandez was released in June of 2013. Tim Tebow was signed June 10th of 2013.
Really? So he was there when that all went down?
Or he was like on his way. He was on his flight.
That was a shocking story. It was. And I'm laughing at the reaction. And I always say this, but I think for the most part, when it comes to what we do here with sports, regardless of whether or not you're a fan of the team or you're not a fan of the team, for the most part, you still say the same story, right? I mean, now that can be totally affected by an official or something like that. But for the most part, you see the game, you talk about the game, your views are going to be similar. Whereas you put on Fox Radio, you're going to get a totally different story from putting on CNN. You want to get two totally different stories on Aaron Hernandez? I've read both books. Read James Patterson's account and then read his lawyer, Javi Baez, the same lawyer who represented Florida State's proud Javi Baez, same lawyer who represented Casey Anthony. Read his book. You will actually believe you are reading two totally different books based on the life of Aaron Hernandez. I think the brain had something to do with it. The CTE pictures are there. You can Google them. His brain was a mess. But he's a bad guy, okay? He's a bad guy. And some of the crimes that he committed, why he committed those crimes, you just look back on it now, it's like, what? I mean, it was so fixable. It was so not necessary, spilling a drink on him. Shooting his friend in the face in a strip club parking lot. Killing his girlfriend's sister's boyfriend. And just, you don't even need forensics. You could be a gumshoe detective and you could figure that out. What did I used to read when I was growing up? Encyclopedia Brown. Do you remember that stuff? That is probably long before you. I think it was Encyclopedia Brown.
That sounds right. Or like the Hardy Boys or the Nancy Drew type things.
You know, it was like watching Dragnet, where they would solve that damn crime. You included commercials. They'd solve that crime in 18 minutes. Okay? They solved Aaron Hernandez, and he left clues all over the place. They like show him getting gum from the convenience store, the name of the gum. It's the same gum that's right there next to the dead body. It's
covered in his DNA.
It's like he wanted to be caught. But, yeah. I mean, that was absolutely crazy when that happened. And that kid, let me tell you what, that kid could ball now. He was a fantastic player in his day. All right, we got to break one more time. Should we do it now? Do we have more time? What's going on here? I'm trying to hit breaks.
You have like 4 or 5 more minutes here if you want.
Do I really? Okay, good. That's a first. At a UF team dinner, Hernandez punched the restaurant manager in the back of the head. The team unanimously voted not to kick Hernandez off the team, except Tebow, who cast the only vote to dismiss. What? I don't know if I believe that. Tebow, had his back with everything. You know, the movie that came out on that, it was like a 3 or 4, 5-part documentary. It was actually pretty good. And the one thing about Urban Meyer saying that you can't come back, you got to go pro, that apparently Hernandez wanted to return, is one of the most intriguing parts to that. And I do say that based on the fact that you can't believe anything that Urban Meyer says. And obviously, we can't get a comment from Aaron Hernandez. The Baez part, it's not even, his homosexuality is not even mentioned in the book. Yet there's a Boston gas bag, all right, criminal reporter who has broken a ton of stuff. She went on local radio. She went on WEEI. And they were talking about wide receivers, and then she mentioned the tight end reference, and she is the lady who broke the story about Hernandez, and it got to Hernandez in jail, and he was gone within 24 hours. Many people believe that that is why he took his life. Again, I don't know if it's true or not, but you read James Patterson's book, and it goes on and on and on and on about Hernandez. You read Javi Baez's book, it's not even a meaningless footnote. It's unbelievable. Man, it's just never seen anything like it. And I've read multiple books about multiple things. And, you know, every once in a while you get a story like Rod Stewart is crazy. The Rod Stewart stuff is crazy. We just mentioned Ronnie Wood from Faces when they were together there and stuff. Like, you know, the Rod Stewart stuff has always been, did he really do that? Did that really happen? Well, you read his autobiography, there's no way. I've read other stuff from famous musicians where they've written about Rod Stewart, and there are things that are said about him that are totally not reported in his book. That account comes from a very reliable inside source, a Jack's Beach nurse and her husband with inside connections with the team. Well, there you go. There you go. There you go. 63, 61, The Who 4 years ago. Unbelievable. Yeah, I saw. I saw The Who in, 88, 89? Then they've come here twice over like the last, 6, 7, 8 years? I still got the photo, man. I hate it. The first time they came here, damn, what was it, like 8 years ago? Maybe 9? I don't know. The 3 people, they were in my golf foursome, and the other 3 are dead. Freaking drives me crazy, man. Fat Pat from Cleveland, the Godfather, Jimmy Kane, and my buddy Doug Zani, the assistant superintendent over at Pablo Creek for 19 years. For 19 years, I had an inn and played at Pablo Creek, and I almost never talked about it. I don't give advice, but that's an important thing to really consider. And I'm not talking to the point where you need a burner, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just talking about if you got it so good. If you got something that's really, 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 really good, and you want to tell people, don't.
Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios, polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. Call 904-722-1111.
Instant Keys saves the day if you've lost or broken keys. They can program new keys and remotes for nearly every make and model of vehicle at a fraction of the dealership costs. Fast, honest, and reliable locksmith service. Call Instant Keys, 722-1111.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental. With light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
I'm Chris Campione. Auto accidents can leave you feeling lost and overwhelmed. But at Campione Law, we're here to guide you with a personal touch through every step of the process. We don't get paid unless you get paid. CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione. Campione Law.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. Now's the perfect time to order logo coffee mugs, or maybe a logoed stick brand tumbler. They're seriously ice cold and look great with your company logo. HardballCreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
I've owned a home long enough to know one thing. The little problems you ignore almost always become the expensive ones. That small plumbing leak, the septic tank you've been meaning to pump, the air conditioner that's making a funny noise. July is the perfect time to take care of it. So right now, save $250 on a whole home repipe or redrain, $50 on any septic service, and $500 on a new AC system from Duck Duck Rooter. Honest service, upfront pricing, no surprises. When you're stuck, call Duck Duck Rooter, 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Joe C. here. Want to win pizza from Tony D's? Wings from Mr. Chubby's? Or tacos from Taco Lou? How about chocolate from Peterbrook? All you have to do is tell us more about you by filling out the 1010 listener survey at 1010XL.com. What kind of vehicle do you drive? Are you a business owner? What part of 1010XL do you like the most? We want to get to know you better so we can serve you better. Go to 1010XL.com, fill out the survey, and you could be a winner.
Looking for an exciting, fun-filled evening the whole group can enjoy? Then don't miss the final home game of the season, and it's a big one. It's Military Appreciation Night with the Jacksonville Sharks, sponsored by True Vet Solutions. Sunday, July 26th, kickoff 7:30. Tickets start at just $15. Get out of the heat and into the arena as the Sharks battle the first-place Green Bay Blizzard. Active military and veterans get special buy one, get one free tickets. Bring in the whole crew. Try our family 4-pack. 4 tickets, $50 in food or merchandise vouchers, all for $100. Don't miss the powerful military swear-in ceremony at halftime. And join us on the field after the game for a free autograph session sponsored by Flight Adventure Park. To purchase tickets or for more information, go to JacksonvilleSharks.com or call 904-621-0700. 621-0700. Sharks football, where memories are made. Go Sharks! Looking for a real career with great pay and full benefits? Prosser here for Julington Creek Pest Control. As a growing, family-owned company that cares about its employees, they're hiring lawn technicians in the Jacksonville area. No experience required. This is a salaried position with top industry pay. Full benefits, a 401k match, and paid training. Apply today at JulingtonCreekPestControl.com. Julington Creek Pest Control. Our family serving yours since 1984.
Equal opportunity employer.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
And with a little anthem for Ozzy. Died 1 year ago today at the age of 76. Man, there's a guy right there. You just look at his life. And he became, I never watched the Warm and Fuzzy Ozzy or the Osbournes. I never checked it out. I know that a lot of you out there did. But I love old school Black Sabbath. I'm not necessarily a deep cut Black Sabbath guy. I'm not going to try to lie to you there. And, you know, he was fine. When he got with Randy Rhoads, man, and his individual work, they just finally put him in the Hall of Fame individually. And he should have been in there 20 years ago. It's amazing some of the individual acts that are not in there. They just put Phil Collins in. Okay. I mean, do you understand that Peter Gabriel was in before Phil Collins? Peter Gabriel's in twice. He's in with Genesis. Quick, give me a Peter Gabriel Genesis led song that you're like, oh my God, I got to keep it on this. You can think of a ton with Phil Collins in Genesis, and with Phil Collins, even a lot of that was pop and whatever. It was still, I don't know. Don't get me started on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Yeah, I kept saying Javi Baez because I was actually reading about him earlier today. He's in a rehab. It was Jose Baez is the lawyer. For Aaron Hernandez. Now, Javi Baez, right here out of Jacksonville, right? Born in Puerto Rico, went to Arlington Country Day, was going to go and play at JU. We're going to stay here in town. Then he was selected like very early in the draft and has gone around to he was off to a good start this year. And I want to say he rolled his ankle. And I was reading a bunch of injuries today. I'm reading on the trade today. I don't know why. I guess because I'm a fan. It's not like I'm going to. I mean, why would I talk about that on the radio when I can talk about Aaron Hernandez, right? I mean, isn't that more captivating than who the sellers are and who the buyers are going to be in the Major League Baseball trade deadline? If you missed it, ladies and gentlemen, the Boston Red Sox have won 15 straight games. 15 straight. 6-3 earlier today against Baltimore. A nightcap coming up. Let's see. Is that underway? Bottom of this. Oh, my goodness. Baltimore up 4-0 right now in the second inning. So there you go. I wish I could say I bet on them. I did not. Dodgers and Phillies, good game going on as well. 2-1 L.A. They got to get healthy. Got to get some of their pitchers back. No doubt. They're down 3/5 of their rotation. It's kind of like Boston. New York, I want to say the Yankees are getting getting Fried back tonight. First time he has pitched in like 9 weeks, maybe 10 weeks. Let's see. Just underway in New York tonight. It is Bubba Chandler against Max Fried. So that's what's going on. The Yankees, I believe they got upset in their first game earlier today. Look at Pittsburgh, man. Pittsburgh's got a brilliant young rotation. They have some great young positional players. You know, who's the other guys? It's Seth Hernandez, who's still on the farm, who they think, can be with Ashcroft and Chandler and certainly Skeens and really fortify that rotation. I don't know how they're going to sign all these guys. I do. Have the owner sell. Same in Tampa. Sell. Get some people in baseball with some cash. Everyone in the NFL has money. Now, some of that money is tied up. See Mark Davis. Some is liquid. See Shad Khan. Shad's got cash. It's one thing to be worth a ton of money. It's another thing to have liquid cash, baby. Straight cash, homie. Shad's got it. A lot of these owners in baseball do not. That's going to do it. My goodness, where is the time gone? Where have all the good times gone? It's going to do it. Jared Justice, thank you. We'll do it again tomorrow. It's going to be a lot of fun coming up on a Thursday. We call this Into the Night on your home of the Jaguars, 92.5. Old Rock FM, 2 from Docking coming up, and then we'll hear from the police.
From the locker room to the practice field.
That's it.
To your drive home.
Just like a dream.
Frank Frangie and Hayes Carline bring you the Jag stories you can't hear anywhere else. Smart insight, real access. The Frangie Show, afternoons on 1010XL.
Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. On Southside and JTB, for a limited time, Key Buick GMC has marked down select new GMC Sierra 1500 models. Below employee pricing, you pay less than what our employees pay. Plus, a Key Buick